What's up? Hope you guys are doing good today. Yeah. As you can tell, probably by my voice, I'm still not feeling the greatest. Really kind of surprised I'm even on here doing this tonight. Yeah, I really don't have the energy to do it, but I'm going to anyway. Um, we're still waiting on test results. This is for everybody that knows what's going on. My daughter's being tested for COVID, and subsequently all of us are sick too. So we will, I'll let you guys know exactly what's going on when we know. I'm not gonna, you know, seeing how I shared it with you guys, I will keep you guys posted and let you guys know what's up. But yeah, um, come across some pretty interesting stuff today. Actually, I came across it this morning and a little bit yesterday too, but I started digging into it a little bit more today just to kind of keep my mind off of not feeling the greatest. But um, so that's what we're going to look at today. The beams and all that kind of thing that's going on with that. I'm going to talk about that. Got a lot of we got an active region on the sun um, that's now Earth facing. Got a pretty big power outage, guys, out in Washington State from a windstorm. I'll show you guys that here in a minute. Grand solar minimum. It's uh, I don't want to mispronounce your name, man. Is it Richard West? Is it senior or is it S. Richard West? Okay. Grand solar minimum. We're not in a grand solar minimum. We never got into that. We actually are in a solar minimum, which is you might know what this is already. Obviously, with asking that question, you probably know this. But for people that don't, the sun cycle. It's a sun cycle. It goes from a minimum to a maximum, and it never stays in one place. It's either moving towards one or the other. There's not a cutoff day for it. They decide that after they see how the sunspots react, and just to let everybody, well, you know what? Let's just do this, and how I'm going to talk about that here in a minute. We'll just go look at it right now, real quick. I got that over here. Okay. So this is spaceweather.com, and I take you guys here a lot. And actually, I'm gonna pin this up here for a minute, so if you guys got any questions while I'm explaining this, you guys can just fire it at me because I don't have to move back and forth here a little bit. Anyway, this is the sun, okay? Obviously, and that's a sunspot, 2775. They've got it labeled there. It's official sunspot. That is the only markers they use, guys, to decide if we're in what position we're in as far as in the sun cycle. The typical sun cycle is roughly 11 years. There is no exact day start or end to any sun cycle. How they decide that is it's the polarity of the sunspot itself. When the sun cycle is a magnetic polar flip on the sun. We talk about us, our pole flip, that kind of thing. The same thing happens on the sun every 11 years, roughly. So when that does happen, the signatures in the northern and southern hemisphere, they start producing sunspots that are opposite polarity. So instead of being a positive negative, it would be a negative positive in the southern, and then the opposite in the north. That's how they decide what sun cycle we're in. So when we start seeing sunspots with the opposite polarity, they call it the next sun cycle. Now they don't officially put you in that sun cycle until that stuff happens for an extended period of time consistently, so they know that we're still not getting stuff from the old sun cycle. So yeah. Thank you, Dolores, for that. Yeah, I'm sure Scott would. Yeah, he can use all the prayers he can get. That's for sure. Dr. Albert isn't feeling good. That is 100% sure. But as you guys can see here, this is the sun cycle. All right. They didn't do this intentionally, but you can actually see just by doing this. That's what our sun cycle does. If you look at my cursor over here, hope you guys can see that. Back here in sun cycle 24, the minimum was in 2008. That was as least active as it got, 73%. Now we just set a space age record this other sun cycle at 77%. Now we've been deeper before, it's just not in the space age. That's what that means. Okay, space age meaning when we started trying to go to space and all that kind of thing. That's what that means. But you can see the clear sun cycle, how it goes from a minimum. Now remember, a high percentage here means that's a high percentage of days with no sunspots facing us. That's what that percentage is representing. So that's low activity. And you can see how we quickly went within 2 or 3 years into a maximum where we had 2 years there in a row where we had a sunspot every day facing us. So that's kind of what it is, But as far as being in a grand solar minimum, that did not happen. We're already coming out of the other sun cycle. This is our minimum right here, 2019. They officially put us into the new sun cycle 25. I can't remember what day, because now they're getting a little bit smarter about it, and they're actually retroing it back. So when they enter the historic number, they will say, hey, sun cycle 25 started on this day, but they wait for like a month or so to make sure nothing is, and they can talk about it, discuss it, look at the data, all that, right? So that's what that is. I get that question a lot. Thank you for asking that, Richard. I really appreciate that kind of question, because it helps me, answer a lot of people's questions on that. We did not go into a grand solar minimum. I know our climate, and we're seeing a lot of stuff going on, kind of points to that. Yes, we went into a deep minimum, but it was not a grand solar minimum. We hit a grand solar minimum, guys. Things are going to change even more than what they are now. It's going to affect it really, really greatly, our climate-wide, global. It's nothing that's going to be, it's not that's going to, it will be, let me say this, it will be extremely obvious when we're in a grand solar minimum. There will be absolutely no activity at all in the sun. Subsequently, it's going to affect us. And it'll affect us quite a bit. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Or got cold. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, guys, thanks for being here, by the way, guys. I didn't get a chance to say hi to many of you. Most of you guys are here about every day. Axe, Taylor, George, thanks for being here, buddy. Thanks for being a mod for me. Dawn, James, I'm just kind of popping through here saying hi, guys. IG, what's up, Isaiah? It's Granny. Sig, third in line. Sherry, hey, what's up? Third in line, there you are again. Ambi Lee, hey, girl. I seen you over on Mark's, I think. Was it Mark's? Yeah, I think I seen you over on Mark's. Yeah, I think it was. Anyway. I know Mark's streaming right now. I was trying to get on here a little earlier, and it just didn't work out. So maybe we'll pop in there. Hey, Grady, what's up? Barbara. Yeah, I know, guys. Believe it or not, guys, when I get sick, man, it's I can't sleep hardly. Now I rest and I'm sleeping, but I'm not like getting really good sleep. That'd be good to have you here, Richard. It really would. Guys, I appreciate everybody that wants to take time to listen to me talk. Anyway, I'm gonna put this chat away. Okay. We are going to go ahead. Mods, please take care of it in there for me. I trust you guys. You guys do a great job. So I really appreciate you guys and everybody else is listening here. But anyway, we'll go ahead and start with the update part first. The human resonance, guys, again, nothing like sticks out at me right here other than the normal stuff we talk about. An overall increase in frequency and a couple little spikes. Now, for those that don't know, these spikes are important because this thing can cause a lot of illnesses, cause a lot of health problems mentally. That's something that a lot of people, forget when we're looking at this. There's been thousands of studies now on this. The human body needs this 783 Hz. Okay? Our minds need it. Our body needs it. If we don't have it, we start acting really, really crazy and we get sick. You can go back, look through history like they've done. the mental stability of the planet goes crazy when this thing is off. You know, my mom and dad and my grandma and grandpa used to call it, there's a full moon out, all the crazies are out. Anybody ever heard that phrase before? But more so what was in, you know, believe it or not, the moon and planets and objects in space actually can affect this frequency. So that's really what's happening when we see that. I just thought that was funny when my mom and dad used to say it all the time, you know. But it was true that the hospitals would have more cases come in during the full moon, all that kind of stuff. But the frequency is the same kind of thing. It affects us. We have to have the 783, you know, or we start acting different, and you won't even know why, unless you're aware of this. It'll cause your ears to ring when we're getting spikes. That's one of the biggest things I talk about because it's pretty obvious. You know, if your ears start ringing, come look at this. But don't not go to the doctor if you think you're sick. Okay, don't do that. You know, don't just come here. Oh, the human's fine, so I'm fine. That's not true. Okay, you can be sick for a lot of different reasons. This thing doesn't have to cause everything, but this thing does touch everything. Everything is frequency. We all know that, and so why wouldn't we monitor this thing closely and pay attention to it? It floors me that this isn't more out in the front. It really does. Once I started learning about it and I started sending people over to Verte's channel and stuff like that, I mean, once I learned about it, I was like, there is no way I'm not going to talk about this because it's important. But right now, everything seems to be okay there. Now, yesterday, guys, I was showing you guys this. This is the X-ray flux. That area on the sun is now rotated in. It is facing, well, it's on the Earth-facing side. It isn't right in front of us or anything. But it's having some action going on right now, and I'll show it to you guys here in a minute. But yesterday, I showed you guys this, right? That's because all those active regions, a couple of them got a little bit more active, and that one region was starting to crest the side. So that's why we had, see if you see the base here, see the baseline? See how it kind of went up and stayed here? That's what's going to happen. It's going to go up, it's going to stay up here until those sunspots rotate off or dissipate, any of that kind of stuff, right? And it can actually go up if we get more or if they get more intense. Now, remember I told you we don't hardly ever look at the proton flux yesterday? Look at this. Sooner than I say that, we get some sort of a data mishap here on the solar proton flux. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. That's missing data, is what that is. It's not any kind of spike or anything in that. That's just missing data. That's why it's white. They must have had a problem with the detector or something. But yeah, and I tried to look here, see if anything happened at the same time. Nothing did, so I don't know exactly what happened there. Also, geomagnetic activity, you guys, were really low. They won't put out a cosmic ray alert unless it's on all the way at 0 for like 24 hours, because that's really when we start, you know, being worried about more cosmic rays coming in. We need some of this activity to keep us safe from that. And I've said this before, the sun helps keep us safe from the sun. And what I mean by that is the sun actually has we have a magnetic field and a magnetopause. Well, the sun has a magnetic field too, but it stretches out and protects the whole solar system from cosmic rays, from stuff outside our solar system. So when the sun's weaker, more gets in. But at the same time, you know, the sun can still fire a big flare at us. So it's weird. We try to find that median. Well, we don't find it. We look for that median point to be like, yeah, that's where we want to be, you know. Anyway, ACE data. Again, guys, this is like, you know, so mundanely slow and normal, it's ridiculous. You know, there's nothing absolute. I mean, that is completely normal. If I had to draw a picture for you guys what normal solar wind would look like, that's exactly what it would look like. It's crazy. But we do see that from time to time. So conditions are quiet, and this is why. But as you got this right here, the density, same kind of thing, you know. Now, it's only showing up here at 100 because of this data point right there. You see that one? This range changes just day to day or even hour to hour depending on what this thing is actually reading. And that's why you have to look at this. but that's probably not a correct data point. If you see here, like I explained before, there's a line of sight that gets blocked from transferring data back to the station here, and that's why you get the blackout area every so often. Okay, so when it first comes back online to be able to transfer data, those first data points, I don't trust them. So just for example, look, nothing down through here is even close to 100. I mean, come on. So we're at 1 to 10 here. So how do we go from pretty much 0 to 100, just bam, just like that? That does happen, but not really that extreme. So that's what's going on with that. You got to make sure you look at what you're looking at here and know what you're seeing. That, don't even trust it. Temperature. So you can see the temperature did the same thing. So did the solar wind. Yeah. Don't trust those readings right there at all. Period. So anyway, the BZ is kind of hanging around normal, which means the door to the sun's pretty much closed right now. Looks like the phi angle did flip here for a minute. I would imagine we probably seen a little bump, maybe geomagnetically. Nothing to write home about, though. Now, look, I just showed you guys 300, right? Well, the Enlil model is telling us that historically, because we're right here in time, this shows 2 days behind us and 5 days out in advance, try to predict conditions. So why, you're looking at 300 down here. The lowest this thing is reading is right around 450. I just don't get it. Okay, something's going on there. I'm not really sure, but I'm not sure what to say with that one, guys. I don't know why it's doing that. They're usually pretty close to one another, and that's not close at all. That's 150 kilometers per second difference. All right, that's roughly about 250,000 miles per hour. So, yeah. But this one's showing that we're getting upticks and stuff here right now, and we are actually. So, whether this number itself exactly is the same and correct, I can't say. But this is showing an increase for a reason, and the reason would probably be some of those active areas and maybe some coronal holes starting to show up. But here's the spirograph. You can see right here we're getting hit with something. The model seen something a few days back, and it wouldn't have been Earth facing. It probably would have been something that was just barely crested and it happened. Now, it could have been, let's just say, a coronal hole we didn't see. Maybe that active region on the sun is now facing us. Maybe some more energy is leaving that way. It doesn't look to be like anything too crazy, though, okay? Even though this is going up to like 600, I don't think it's there. I don't think it's getting that high. The density would drop out, okay? But then again, I'm going to show you another one here in a minute that the density did not drop. It didn't drop out as much as what you think. Now, this does not look normal. Electron flux. Look at the magnometer here too. See that? So, either that is a data mishap, or there was something that probably like a small flare or something that had our magnometers picked it up. Okay, and this is on GOES 16 satellite. So it's out there, it's seeing it. Now the electron flux, same thing. Look, this graph up here should look really similar to this red one. You see how our conditions are like way up and down, yeah. So the electrons are moving around here, guys. What that means is, what's it mean when an electron moves from one atom to the other? That's electricity. Okay? Electricity is the flow of electrons. That's what it is. So when this electron flux is all jacking up, you can bet, and magnetics is the same thing. Okay? So when you're talking about electricity and magnetics, majority of the time they're like directly related. So that's why we use certain metals. Some of them carry an extra electron that's easy to transfer to the next atom, and that's why copper and silver, gold, all that stuff is very, very conductive. You know, in a perfect world, guys, we wouldn't even use copper. We, you know, if it was like, you know, financially feasible or more beneficial, we would probably use gold. But that's obviously that can't happen. We know that, but um, I'm not sure what other materials out there are probably more conductive too. But anyway, that's that. All right, we'll look at this real quick. Not much to see here, guys. You know, no coronal holes. This one up here is always there, like I've said before. Now I want to show you guys this on stereo A real quick, okay? Look right here. Now remember, stereo A is here on the side of the sun, and the Earth sits about here. All right, maybe closer to this. It's probably more so like that. But anyway, watch this area right here, how it gets real bright right at the end. See that? Boom. Now there's a time jump there, which is why you don't see it consistent. See how it says 1809 right there? Then it goes from roughly 19, right, 1839 to 2254. It pretty much jumped like, what is that, 3-4 hours? So yeah. So we missed 4 hours of data there, but you can see something happened right here. And it's gonna prove itself over here on the other satellite. This is stereo A. This is SOHO. This is as if we went outside on the Earth and looked directly at the sun. It's our view. Okay? So let me bring this back. Now watch over here again. See how we got constant energy going that way? But watch here on the end. See that? So something is happening on the sun right now. I don't know what it is yet. We're going to have to wait for the data to come in. But, you know, this is updated. You know, this is UTC time, and that would make it right about now. Just so you know. Well, let's do this. Let's hit the reset. Let it update all the way. Let's see what we get. But remember our point of view. And remember how these things look. If we go out and look at the sun here, right, and we're looking up and we see something on this graph that looks like it's going to the right. This is two-dimensional. We can't tell if this thing's going directly to the right. It could be moving this way. It could be moving this way. Or even more so our way. That's why I point that out. Because if you get, even though this looks like it's going that way, if it's actually like moving here and going at an angle this way, it could hit us, is what I'm trying to say. And then judging by this one, if you incorporate both of them, see how they both look like they're going to the right? But this is a totally different perspective. We're looking at the side. So the Earth's here. This one looks like it's saying it's going to hit us, right? Or close to it. This one's saying it's going to the right. What this is telling me, when you can, you know, look at both of these, if both of them look like they're going to the right, the majority of the time, it's actually kind of coming in the middle. Like kind of right here. So that's just what we look at. Now, if I'd have seen this and I went over here and I seen like something popping this way, that would mean that one was actually going this way, away from us. So that's why we look at this. I can't rule it out that it's not coming at us. And who knows how big it is? I don't know yet. We just got to wait. Okay, here's the sun. And I'm going to hit the reset on that and we'll watch it. I'm just going to zoom in. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to do that too. So I'm going to show you guys this one too. Now I know you've seen that little bobble it did. But that is just the satellite bouncing around a little bit. It got some energy somewhere. Something made that satellite bounce a little bit because all of them did it. So, see that little jump? That happens a lot. Getting high solar wind, charged particles, that kind of stuff. Now here's that active region, guys. See how it's starting to crest the edge? That's why our solar flux is going up. Alright? So, you know, what are we looking for? Well, we're looking for little eruptions, little blinks of light that would be a flare, filaments, all the above, right? So if we zoom in about that far, we get a really good look. You know, this thing is continuously putting out energy right now. This thing here, I'm telling you guys, when it gets all the way around here, it's going to make this one look like a wuss. Because this one really is. This is not nothing that big. But I want to stress, we can have flares, we can have CMEs. We don't have to have sunspots at all. The sun can blow a stinking flare just right here if it wants to. It happens, okay? But the chances of them happening around the sunspots in active regions are so much higher. The ones that happen outside of those are pretty rare. They don't happen as often, but they do happen. But you can see how all this plasma, even that, see that, how that left the sun? That might have been what we seen. I don't know. But we're seeing little like puffs here too. That's what I call them. Like woof. I don't really know what else to say. How to explain that one. But they're smaller little ejections, I guess, or eruptions on the sun. But you can see how this one is really starting to become pretty active over here. So that's the 171 angstrom, which we can't see with our eyes. They just put a color on it so we can see it. All right. The 171 in the visible spectrum is not there. We can't see it with our eyes. This one is a 304. This is where we can see like really good filaments and stuff like that visually. Now, again, I want to point out, you got this happening here. So watch what happens here. Watch this over here, the plasma. Watch what it does. Come on. See how it went up and then right back down to the sun. You see that? So that did not leave. That didn't leave the sun. So that's not a CME. A lot of people would look at that and say, oh my gosh, look, that's a CME. It blew off. No. It went out. Yes, it tried to leave, but the sun recaptured it. Okay? Now I know it looks kind of crazy, but that's what it is, I tell you what, I'm going to find that little jerking spot there. Let's do this, because when it does do its little jerk thing... Oop, went back too far. It looked like it might have blurred. See that? Okay? And I always point that out because, this is a time lapse. It takes a picture. It gives you a capture every, I think it's every 4 minutes. 3 or 4 minutes. Okay? So, there's a lot of stuff happening in that 3 minutes, guys, that we don't get to see. So, when we see this, it looks pretty normal, right? Then the next capture we see is that. It's not a continuous flow of pictures or imaging. That's why I got to stress that. Because the very next one, it's back to that. So if somebody just looked at this and only seen one image and that's the image they seen, they would think that something was going on, right? Well, that's not the truth because we got to look there. You got to look at both sides of it. And it happened right after that little bump. See, watch. Boom. And then that. So what was happening there is it got hit with some solar energy somewhere, or cosmic rays, or whatever caused it to jump around a little bit there. And the tool interpreted it like that. And it caused it to have a little glitch. Okay? So if we look at this, okay, this is our magnetopause. The sun's off to the right. Okay? What I'm seeing is like a constant flow of like energy leaving the earth here. I'm not seeing much out here, but it looks like we're getting like soft energy come through. And again, the earth's like a capacitor. It can only hold so much, and it has to let some of it go. Also, some of it's not making it to us. Some of it's coming from here and going around us, and we see that. This is a two-dimensional model, but we're trying to look at a three-dimensional thing. We're in the middle of a donut. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say. That's what our magnetic field is, and our magnetopause. We're sitting in the middle of a donut. We're like the donut hole, and everything just bounces around, but it's not. It doesn't. It would look like a straight line on here, but if you took my cursor right there and pulled it towards you, and then looked at that, it would arc right from like right here to here. it would look like this, but it would be, horizontal. It's hard to explain, but that's what's actually happening. It hits here and then it does this little arc thing and goes out. But this model, when it shows us visually, it looks like it's going from here straight across. That's not what happens though. Okay? You see all that energy just kind of doing that. And then you get this kind of stuff. And we're not having high solar wind. So what's going on there, right? Well, we've got low conditions. So I don't have a real good answer, but if you guys look here, you can see where the density is different. Okay? In the back side of the earth than what we usually see. Right in the middle, there's like an increase of density. And what I think is causing that is we're having really, really low solar wind. Like I just showed you guys. It's very normal or even low. So with that being said, particles build up. They pile up. And so you look at the velocity, right? Again, look up here at your graph, your chart. And we're not having, it says 300 right there. So, we're not seeing much of anything over that. Now, also, look in this area right here. There's nothing there, right? Nothing different than anything on that graph, right? On the other side. Looks very symmetrical, which is how it should look. If we're getting, a direct hit from the sun from that same direction. But check this out. Okay? I've not seen this do. I mean, I've seen like little anomalies happen like this. But this is density. This is the denseness of the particles. Basically, how many's there. If there's more, it's going to be more dense. If there's less, it's going to be, the white color. Okay? Look at that. I've not ever seen that. Not on this graph. Okay? And what's puzzling is there's nothing up here doing it the same. So this is very directional. And I'm not seeing it on the velocity. Because if I had seen like say we see that right there. And then I go up here and I look and I see a really, really low spot. Low speed. Then that would explain it. But I'm not. I'm not seeing any of that. You see how it opens up like that? I mean, it's if you look at it, if you tilt it on its side, it almost looks like a bird. Like that's the eye. That's its mouth. It's kind of crazy looking. But, yeah. See how it closes? Hey, shut your mouth. Boom. Boom. Just kidding. Sorry. I'm telling you, man, when I get sick, I just don't feel very good. I do stupid stuff like that. But the pressure, I'm not seeing nothing down there either. So the velocity and the pressure one is not showing what this is. So I don't know what to say about that. It's just a strange looking little anomaly. Can it cause us issues? Probably not. Now, we're going to sit here and talk about the McPherson effect, cracks in our magnetic field. This has nothing to do with that because, we're here. This is way far away. All right, when we're talking about our magnetic field in the surface. Okay? That's a really good distance away. So what's happening there, it would have to be up against the earth, and that wouldn't be a crack in our magnetic field. Okay? That's just showing you the difference of the particles and how dense they are. It's not saying exactly, hey, more stuff's getting through here. Because if it was, you would see it on all three. So I don't know why we're getting more dense here. I don't understand it. I just thought it was interesting. Here's the other Australian model. Shout out to my Aussies. Aussie. Anyway, so this is very, very normal. Wind speed up here, staying right around 300. The density itself is not getting, 10, 12, staying about there. The BZ staying pretty much close to 0. I mean, I couldn't draw up a more normal capture here, guys. So here's seeds. Now we're going to look at the most recent captures here, if it's got anything. That's stereo A. I don't want to look at stereo A yet. Look at SD. This is Soho. Now, did you see right there on the end? It picked up something right there on the end. Yep, that's that ejection, guys. I told you something was going on here. See it? And I bet you that's the last capture. Yeah, definitely something's blowing off there, guys. We're going to have to wait and see how big it gets. Look at that. Yeah, that's a substantial looking little ejection. Yeah, guys. Huh. I'm seeing this for the first time with you guys, so just so you know that. They must have, because this data was not there a few minutes ago. They must have just dropped this in. Wow. Okay. Yeah, we got us an ejection right there. You know, this line here and over here, that's this little meteorite shooting through in front of the satellite. Now remember, this is our view from Earth, okay? As if we went outside and looked up at the sun. So even though this looks like it's going off to the right, we don't know that for sure yet. So what we're going to have to do is wait. I know it sucks, but that's just what it is. See, it gives us nothing on the 14th yet. So what we'll do is we will go look at stereo A, and it's going to give us a decent idea if this thing's coming at us or not. It is going to the right, so that's not faring well for us when we talk about getting hit with something. Again, like I said, if they both look like they're going to the right, the chances of it coming our direction is a little bit greater. Okay, it's only giving us one capture right now. Let's go back to the previous day. See if we can catch something on the end there. Let me back that up to there. So again, you're seeing that bright spot. This is confirming that something's actually happening. So in my opinion, judging by this and this, I would have to say that, number one, it's not going to be going off the backside, okay? I don't think it's going directly to the right. So in my opinion, it looks like it you know, I know it looks like it's going straight to the right, but I think it might be coming more at this angle. We're just going to have to wait. I went over, and like I said, I just showed you guys SDO. Oh, I already closed that out. Huh. Anyway, but that's my opinion. Here's the geoelectric field map. This is our space weather's effect on our electrical grid. You know, just kind of a little bouncing around. Not much to talk about. Again, you know, just quiet. So let's X out of that. Now, here's the, they're starting to get power back out here. Okay, guys? This was red just a few minutes ago. There was a storm out there in Washington. Pretty good windstorm. I'll show you guys an article here real quick. Because when I seen it on the power outage map, I wanted to make sure I knew what it was before I came over here and told you guys. So you guys, I'll leave a link to this article here. If you guys want to go check it out. Strong winds cause power outages across King County. Again, this is in Washington. You can see all this damage and stuff going on. Trying to see if it has, yeah. It'd be better if you guys just go, if you're really that interested in seeing what actually happened there. It says, with strong winds surging through the coast around Seattle, power is being knocked out in various parts of the region. Okay. Widespread power outages. The Seattle metropolitan area. That's why. Okay. It's in a very highly populated area. That's why you're seeing so many, like the number is so big. The actual area of it is not that grand. Okay. Let's go here. So if you go over here to the power outage map, guys, I think there's a link in my description. I'm not really sure. Could be. But you can go to Mr. MBB3's site. You can actually get to this by going to his webpage, too. But if you go here and you see this, you want to know more information, just click on that state. And then it breaks it down to the county level. Okay, so right here in King County, which is Seattle, there's still 30,000 people without power. And then, see how this number isn't see how this color isn't as intense as this one or this one? It's because the population in these areas is lower. So the percentage is going to be higher even with the lower number of outages. See, there's only 16,000 people there being tracked, and 1,600 of them are without power, which is roughly 10%. So, you look at this, you got 726,000 people in that county being tracked, and 30,000 are without power. That is nowhere near. That's half. That's half the percentage. So, you got to keep that in mind also when you're looking at that stuff. Okay, here's the earthquakes, guys. Let's update this real quick, just to see. Now, I want to point this out too, guys. Okay, look, a lot of stuff going on right here. Nothing big, but we're still, guys, earthquake watch. Anytime we're getting any kind of space weather and stuff from corona holes, which is that's kind of calmed down. But the reason why there's still an earthquake watch is the fact that there has been nothing big going on in a very long time. I know you guys are probably looking at these coming across here. Dutch has went into this, and the North American Craton, it's following it. And right here is where we were getting those hot spots. Remember? So now we're getting earthquakes here again. So it makes me wonder what's going on now. So, yeah. Here is the page website, and I'll take you guys over here to windy.com first. You get here by Mr. MBB3's page 2. I get there just by a link or whatever, but he's got it over there on his page too. If you guys don't know, you can just, if you get to this map here, you got to go over here to the key. All you got to do is go over here and click, and it tells you the wind speed for that location. So it's 41 miles per hour right there, right now. Well, nope, that says 12 a.m. We got, if you see down here, you see where follow my hand cursor here. You see that little red little line right there? If you take it to there, that's the current time. Okay? So if we take that back off of there, you can see how the wind died down already, right? So if I go back to that same spot, we're getting 28 miles an hour. So if we go over here where Seattle's at, that's like a weather forecast. I didn't mean to do that. So if we look at that area, that's at 13 miles an hour right now. So the wind's pretty much gone. But, still, what we got here, 28, about 30 miles an hour, about the peak of what we're seeing. So obviously that can still knock power out, but not typically out here. They know they experience this weather all the time. So that's why. So if we go back here, this is the DePage site, right, guys? What I want to do here is I want to go to the shortwave infrared, and the reason why is I want to see if we can't pick up some more of those hot spots that we were seeing there for a while. So I'm going to go down a little bit here. I haven't done this yet. I want you guys to see how I do this, okay? I'll go to the regional areas. Actually, let's just go sub-regional, okay? You see the dots? You just run your cursor until you see the area you want to see. Just click on it. And you got to go down here and make sure this is on 200. That's how many number of frames we get to see. It defaults at 24. So you definitely want to change that, or you won't get to see the time frame that you really want to see. So we're going to look right in here where that hot spots were in the past. And let's just do it this way. Look, I can't even believe that crap. Look at that. Are you kidding me? See, Dutch, I mean, he's just on point. I never would have even been looking here unless I seen his videos. This is something that, yeah, I'm going to back that off a little bit more. I'm going to dive in there a little closer. How about that? Let's go here. Look. Do you know why we haven't been seeing them? Because this is infrared, guys, so it doesn't matter if the clouds are there or not. It's going to see it. It's going to pick up heat signature. Is what we're seeing. So, I'm sure Dutch is keeping his eye on this. But the fact is that we've had a couple earthquakes right there already, and we're now getting that heat signature again. So, again, I know Dutch has probably got us all on top of this. I don't care if anybody puts my name on this at all. I could care less. I don't care about the recognition. But, somebody might want to drop him a line and say, hey, we're getting hot spots again there, and we're getting earthquakes. But again, he's probably on top of this anyway. So, but again, remember right there. Now watch. I mean, it's crazy that this is happening right there. I mean, come on, are you serious? So, yeah, man. I just can't believe, anytime he does anything, USGS comes out and just tries to smack him across the face. And listen, they need to put him in charge of that agency. Just saying. Wow. Whatever his techniques that he's developed and stuff, and we know quite a bit of them because he shares it with us. But, man, I would think if I was running those agencies, I'd want him all about that. You know what I mean? Okay. So, what we're going to do now is something I didn't want to do, but I want to do it anyway. Actually, I'm going to just minimize this. Okay, so what we're going to do is Florida Maquis. I don't think it's Marquis. I think it's Maquis. Matter of fact, we're going to go over to his YouTube page for a minute because he deserves a lot of credit for the work he's been doing. And he really, between him and Dutch and everybody else, I really think that people are getting close with what's going on with these beams. And he really has found a few things here that are they kind of blew my mind, just to be honest. This is his website. He's got 117,000 people. Obviously, he doesn't need me to send him subscribers or anything, but I would encourage you guys to do that because this guy, he was in intelligence. Okay, I'm not going to use the 3 letters of the agency he was in, but at least that's what I gather. Look at this, okay? I found him here. It was pointed to me by Mary Dell, sent me an email, and that's where I started seeing this part, right? So that's what got me over here. Now, actually Dutch even mentioned his name the other day and said pretty much the same thing I'm saying right now. He did a lot of good work here. And but now he's done another video since then. And I'm going to show you some of the stuff that he pointed out here because I think it is, it's important. Actually, watch this. I'm going to do this for him because he deserves this. I don't do this all the time. I only do it to people that I really, really think are doing a great job. Like Mark and everybody else I send you guys to all the time. I'm going to go and just drop that out right like that. Come over here. This is his, there's a link to his webpage, guys. Go check him out, okay? Give him some love. Go over there and show him what's going on with what we're looking at here and tell him how much we appreciate him and what he's doing. And I encourage you guys to do the same thing for Dutch. Again, they don't need me giving them subscribers. That's not why I'm doing this. I'm doing it because I think they do good work. That's it. It's that simple. So anyway, to talk about what he was talking about. We started here, right? I'll show you. Now, you guys remember these beams we were catching, right? Dutch caught them over in California, right? Into the wildfires. And then he seen these two. And they were going down into these military bases. All right? Dutch was saying that, he thinks a lot of it's coming from space, like maybe satellites and things. Florida Maquis was putting another addition to maybe, what's actually going on, could be happening, was the fact that this could be 2 ground locations, not just one location here. And what he found was that up here there are also military installations. Okay? And then he went another step further. He went here, and the people, and what this one does, this actually is, I'm not going to use the names, but they were the ones that were developing and testing lasers and stuff for what we're talking about here. Okay? They were in charge of that. Up here, they're the ones that were using drones. So the theory here was that, because a lot of what these lasers are used for are to shoot down drones. So when you got both of these like connected like this, man, it really does throw a big, red flag up. Now again, same thing here. Look, 138th Fighter Wing, and what you got down here? A NASA facility. Why does this matter? Well, he did some more digging. Okay, and I'm going to keep it just like he did. Okay, 3 people lost their lives in this plane crash. All right, I'm not going to go into names and details and stuff like that, just out of respect for families, which I don't know that it's too much to actually use those names and things. I just don't want to step on anybody's toes on that part of it. If you go watch Florida Marquis' video, or Marquis, I think is how you pronounce his name, he will, he'll explain why he thinks it's important just to leave their names out of it, right? It's just important to know their positions and what we're looking at. And let me just follow me here, okay? They all 3 were in this plane, all right? Now what he was pointing out, and it was an awesome point. Okay, this roof, you see how this roof is ripped off? Well, that didn't happen from the crash. That was from the first responders, like in a car crash, they get the jaws of life out and they rip this stuff up so they can get to the people, right? So let's go to the next pic. This is what that looked like to begin with. And then this is what it looked like when it crashed. Now keep your eye on what's going on around here. You guys see any skid marks or anything? I'm not. And he makes a really couple good, really good points here. You can see better here what happened. All right. Let me go back here first. But the field just adjacent, and I'm not going to show any more of his pics. Please go over and check his video out. But he shows the field back here. It was a freshly cut field. Okay, and basically the point here is that these people that were in this plane, they were the director of operations, the assistant director of operations, and a very high-level military person involved in everything that they were researching when it comes to a lot of this stuff that we're talking about. I'm trying not to use certain words, okay? But you can see it says what's this say? Okay, it says I turned the tractor. The guy that was in the field seen this. Okay, he was pointing out a few things here, what was going on. He said I turned the tractor off as he was walking towards the plane. I called 911. Florida Marquis was pointing out that word right there. Why was he walking? That's kind of a strange thing. Why wouldn't he be running? Now keep in mind, Florida Marquis' background is in intelligence, so he picks up on stuff like that. So one of the neighbors came down real quick. He said he took his neighbors came down and took my pocket knife and cut the seat belts and was trying to get some of them out. Weiser said the plane was smoking at the time, but it never did catch on fire. All right. Cause of the crash, all still under investigation. That kind of thing. The Warren County Sheriff's Office confirmed the victims were, you guys can see that yourself. All right. But look, hold on a minute here. I'm going to show you guys something because this is important. This is really what got me with this. You see where it says 118th Air Intelligence Wing? All right. If you look at that, and then you go over here, and you read it says all 3 were part of the 18th Intelligence Surveillance Reconnaissance Group, right? That says 18th. Not 118th. So listen to what I'm saying here and what he was talking about. To make you guys understand, it says that, you know, the plane, this and that and the other, it never did do any of that. So it tells you this, right? What's the 18th Intelligence Division? Surveillance. Now listen, Surveillance and Reconnaissance Group. Those are key words. What's this? Anybody know what this symbol is? This patch? That's Space Force. It's our new Space Force. That is the 18th Intelligence. Okay? Do you see where things are going here? This word here. Surveillance. The U.S. Navy has unveiled an all-new laser weapon system that is currently installed on the USS Ponce. This is real stuff. You guys can go right on the internet and find this. Naval ship in the Persian Gulf, okay? Experts say that it can also be used as a what? A surveillance tool. Huh. A laser weapon that can actually surveil? What? Okay. So you immediately your mind starts going other places. You know, mine did. So it tells you what's going on here, and it gives you some details on what, you know, pictures and stuff, what's going on with all this. This was back in November 2014. This is what they look like. All right. Notice that you don't see any lasers, any beams. This is that beam getting shot at stuff, blowing it up from lots of miles away. Okay? The reason why is because it's not in our visible spectrum. So why can we see it? Okay, this is another look at that. Okay, and this is China. Right, guys? We knew that they had them already. They came out and said them. They had them on their battleships already. Now check this out real quick. It says the lights in Shanghai did not dim each time the laser was fired. However, although the pulses are extraordinarily powerful, they are also infinitesimally brief. Okay, they're really, they don't last very long. Lasting less than a trillionth of a second. I couldn't even imagine how quick that is. But it says researchers are now upgrading their lasers and hope to beat their own record by end of this year with a what? A 10 PW shot, which, look at this, which would pack more than 1,000 times the power of all the world's electrical grids combined. You guys hearing that? It's amazing. All electricity in the world, you times that by 1,000, and that's what this thing's putting out. It's amazing. Just saying. So that's basically what I'm trying to say here, guys. I'm going to go back to here because this is where it really it puts the point home, is this. Alright, obviously that's Space Force. Okay? Now let me run back here and show you this. What's that say? It's a NASA facility, number one. Number two, and Florida Marquis did the work on this. I just watched his video and got the information from him. All three of those people, you know where they were based at, right? The 18th? Guess where they're based at? Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. If anybody doesn't know where that's at, that's in Dayton, Ohio. Most people that have been around this particular genre of, I guess, research, we'll call it, knows that at Wright-Pat, that's where they took all the stuff from Area 51. All right? They transferred it all over there, the majority of it. So, you know, it's thought and it's actually known that a lot of that stuff is there. And that's about 35 minutes from my house, believe it or not. But I know quite a bit about that. But what I'm saying here, guys, you guys see where I'm going with this? You know, it is just too much of that, guys. For those people. What I'm saying here, go watch his Florida Marquis video on that, and you will see that what he's saying is that his theory is those three people were in a plane together. Okay, number one, people of that level in the military do not get on a plane at the same time. Not in the same plane. They don't let them do it. Hey, Dello, what's up? Good to see you here. Verte, good to see you. So with that being said, why would all three of them be on a little prop plane like that together? Well, the main reason is, and like I said, he is in intelligence, or was. It is so they can have a discussion without it being heard. All right? Because if you're on the ground, you're going to get any kind of conversation you're having, no matter if you think it's secure or not, most likely is not. Somehow, some way, somebody's going to be able to, do that. Get a hold of what you're saying. But let me show you this one more time. What else can these lasers be used for? Surveillance. So, if all three of these in that plane where that plane went down, I'm not even going to go into it. It was in that location, guys. Okay? So, his theory is that they knew that these three people were in the plane together, and they wanted to know what they were talking about. And he's thinking that whoever was, operating that system at the time basically dialed in the wrong number pretty much and caused the plane to malfunction, and it fell out of the sky. So that's what he was saying. Now, I know it sounds like a big stretch for a lot of people, but given today's environment, I mean, it's not that big of a stretch. When you see what I just showed you guys, that's just a little piece of it. I'm not showing you all of it. So go watch his video. That is most, here, I'll put it in there again. I mean, go watch his video, guys, because it is, man, it's crazy stuff. And I do think it helps us explain a little bit about what was going on with those beams, at least with those two. Okay? Now, you heard me talk about the stuff that, hey, there's no military, installations on these ones that I was showing you. Matter of fact, I'll just show you a couple of them. Where's the ones that are... Oh, goodness. Okay. This is over water. All right. And I was saying, well, there's no military installations here. And I wasn't aware that they could actually use this stuff for surveillance. I didn't know. So what I'm saying here, guys, is maybe these are boats. Who knows? So when you see these things, you don't get to see the laser itself. All right, what you're seeing is they're so powerful that it's heating the atmosphere around where that laser's traveling. That's what you see. So it's not, it's not what you think. And that's why you can't see the laser beam itself. It moves so fast. 1 trillionth of a second. That's how long the Chinese had theirs on. I mean, can you imagine? Oh, you're welcome, Trilove. I appreciate it. Whose boats, though? Yeah, good question, Justin. I don't know. This is what I'm saying is that's just something I'm saying. Because I had made the comment before that, how could these things be, from military base to military base? Because that's kind of what was being said at first. And be over the water. So this is water to water, so we got to be talking boat to boat. That's the only thing you could. I mean, that's all you can say about that one, unless it's a glitch on the satellite, which is possible too. You know, all that's possible, guys. So yeah, that is something that. Yeah, they're trained for problems, and yeah, Nathan. That's the other thing, Nathan. He makes a good point. I forgot to mention, guys. If that plane, the way that plane crashed, it looked like it was just sat down right there. Okay, it didn't. You didn't see any damage hardly at all in the wing or anything like that. Those guys with that clear field, freshly mowed field, could have glided that thing in. Something happened. You know, you don't put all three of those kind of officials on the same plane at the same time, number one. Number two, if they're going to break a rule like that, they're going to break it for a good reason. And they wanted to know why. Somebody tipped them off, in my opinion, that those three were in the same aircraft, and they used a surveillance laser, pretty much, and screwed it up and ended up taking the plane down. Or maybe they did it on purpose. I don't know. But that's kind of what I'm saying here. If everybody goes and checks out that video, Florida Marquis video, Maquis, I guess. There's no R in it, I don't think. I know we all think about Marquis, you know, using that word, but I think it's Florida Maquis. But given that, you know, take that for what it's worth, guys. You know, now I'm not trying to claim that that's the complete answer on anything. I still think everything is going on for a reason. Now, I do want to take you guys back here for a second because I do want to show you guys because you know, right here, hotspots again. What's causing those hotspots? You know, we've seen the lasers go straight down into those wildfires Dutch showed, but I don't know that's what this is. I think Dutch is kind of thinking that might be magma moving under the plate, or it could be. You know, it could be those beams or whatever. I don't know. But we shouldn't be seeing this heat signature here. There's no fires here, guys. Okay? There's no fires there. So we should not be seeing that. You know, number one, they're only there for, you know, just a split second. So I don't know how magma could do that. You know, I don't know if that's what Dutch is saying or not. I think maybe he's trying to say the beams are getting shot down here, maybe. I don't know for sure. Yeah, if you guys read what Jason said right there, I'm not going to use that word for obvious reasons. But, yeah. So, I don't know. I don't know, guys. Who was Taylor? CME update? Did you come in here late, did you, bud? Let me, I'll give you a little update on that, man. No big deal. Let's, well, shoot. Already got seeds off of there. Hold on. So here's your CME update, bud. There's not much going on with it. I'm going to take you to the end of this capture. You can see where it blew off right here. And we're just waiting on more data, Taylor. That's pretty much what we got. Yeah. You didn't come in late, Taylor? Oh, okay. Sorry. But yeah, I thought I'd mention that. That's all I got on that, guys. I you know, we don't have no more data. I walked you guys through to see if, you know, how I kind of decide which direction it's going. But I don't know if there's anything else there to look at. We can try to see if it's got any more data here, and it doesn't. It's going to be hours before they put any more data up there. It always is. No, that's okay, Taylor. I appreciate you asking. I mean, that's why I do this at the end of my videos. If people got questions or if they want to see, yeah. That's why I do this, guys. I appreciate you asking. Don't be afraid to ask me questions, even if you think it's already been answered. Please ask me if you don't know, okay? I want to try to help. Yeah, Gail. Wasn't that funny? That was kind of crazy. Yeah. Was it back here? Yeah, right here. See what Gail said there, guys? She sees the bird too. See, look. See that? See its eyeball? See its mouth like a beak? Almost like a parrot, I guess. So yeah, Angelo, what you got? What are you asking, Angelo? If I can help, I'll. The weapon is line of sight, though. It would have to come from up high to hit. Yeah, Nathan. That's yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, that's kind of what we're saying. What I want to say here too is actually, I forgot to show you guys an article. Check this out. This was August 12th. Some of you guys might have already seen this. Okay? Yeah, we'll take a look at that here in a second, guys. Earthquakes, if you want to see it again. They got reflectors up here on the moon, and they've been firing lasers up there. And they're saying that, they actually got a return the other day, at least back in August. That's what they were saying. That's where my thumbnail came from. See that? So what I'm saying here, guys, is these beams that we're seeing on the satellite imagery could be coming from a bunch of different places. Okay? I put this link in here's a time lapse. See if I hope it don't have no sound. Hold on. Let's play it. Look, check that out. So you tell me. I mean, somebody to say that we can't be seeing that kind of a thing? Whatever. I mean, yeah. I mean, look at that. Are they going horizontal or vertical? It's so hard to tell, Mr. MBTW999. Yeah, why so much pressure on the backside, Richard? That's usually there all the time. And it's just a constant pressure that we keep. There's a lot of theories on what's going on there. I don't really have a good answer for you. There is a rebound effect is what they call it. Things that are getting pulled in that direction, they can get pulled in magnetically. The particles, we got to keep in mind, guys, they're charged. Plasma is charged gas, if you want to go that simple with it. And so if it has a negative charge and the thing that the thing that it's getting attracted to has a positive, then yes, it can loop back around. Okay? It doesn't have to keep going the same direction. I just showed you guys. Let me show you this again real quick. I already put this one up. Daggone it. You seen the filaments on the side of the sun going way out and coming back in, right? That's kind of the same thing. The plasma is following the magnetic connection there. It doesn't go outside of that. When we get solar wind, it comes from the sun to us via an interplanetary magnetic field line. It's a magnetic connection. And those particles travel on that line. They spiral down. That's how they get here. So when we get a lot of people asking, how can we be getting, reverse pressure and all that kind of stuff? Guys, take two magnets. That's all you got to do. Put two magnets on the table, and I guarantee you, if you move it around like in a circle, you're going to see it move all kinds of crazy directions like immediately. Then you flip one of them over to the different polarity, then they're going to get sucked into each other, Oh, you're welcome, Richard. It's a good observation. It really is. The backside. A lot of people don't even see that. Let me see if I got it still up. Okay. What he's talking about, guys, is back here. I'm assuming. Maybe I shouldn't assume. But sometimes this will get really, really, high pressure. But also, keep in mind, this is a two-dimensional model. Remember what I said? We're in the middle of a donut. So that could be going, even though it looks like it's straight across, it's actually getting pulled towards us as it bounces it around. It's like if you took a string and grabbed it right there and pulled it right towards your eyeball, it'll curve out, is what I'm saying. So even though this looks like it might be directly in the back, it could actually be, out this distance, like right here. Yeah, kind of like a Birkeland current. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I don't usually use that word because that causes some explanation too to people that don't know. But yeah, you're right. Exactly. And I don't claim to be 100% on anything. I think anybody's theory is valid until it's not. You know what I mean? If it can be proved wrong, then yes, I'll go, no, that's not wrong. That's wrong, I mean. Or if it can be proved 100% right, I'm going to say, yes, that's right. How do we know? Well, the only way that we truly know, guys, is by observation. I have to say that, if you really want to empirically say something's completely fact and cannot be disputed, there almost has to be an observation made. Yes, you can use math and all that kind of thing to prove things, and that's a very valid thing to do, okay? Because sometimes that's all we got. Obviously we can't go stand on a star 5 million light years away or whatever. We know that, right? That's kind of what I'm saying here. So, using mathematical formulations and things can, yes, that in my mind, that proves that majority of that stuff is true that way. But let me point this out. Even down to, gravity. Go look in your textbook. What's it called, gravity? It calls it a theory. Because it's never been, we know that there's a force there, and they called it gravity. We understand how it works. Yes, we know that's true, and they assigned it a name, right? It's gravity. But you can't physically see it with your eyes, is what I'm trying to say. And you can't, mathematically, yes, they can prove it, but there's never been an observation of the force itself, gravity. We've seen its influence on other objects, is what I'm trying to say. Us. Right? But they still call it a theory. And I'm not sure what it would take to get that not to be that way. I don't think any of us can really argue the fact that it's there. Some people try. And I'm not going to go into that subject because then we start talking about flat Earth and that kind of thing. And that's something I don't really like to talk about because it's so polarizing. Everybody has their right to their thoughts and their opinions, and people are allowed to voice them as long as it's respectful. But I try not to talk about that because it does end up being a fight with people at most of the time. Because if they believe in that and we don't, or if we believe in something and they don't, it really gets ugly fast. You guys can go watch some of the debate channels. There's one called Modern Day Debate. The guy's name is James. He's the moderator. He's done a great job of building that channel. He donates all the money to charity that he gets from that channel. That channel's growing, and he does a really good job. That's the other thing. We can talk about that too. That's that's what I'm saying, guys. Things can be changing. Things can do this. Things can do that. We don't have to always have the answer 100% of the time, because we're not ever going to. So that's why we do what we do, and we try to get it right as close as we can get it. And that's why I showed you all different sides, like with the beams, guys. I could have just showed you a couple beams and just left it at that and just walked away from it, right? No, I didn't. What I did is I showed you what Dutch was saying, because it was very, very valid. I appreciated it. And, then you got what Florida Marquis was adding to it. Then, I had my own ideas, and I was showing you other stuff all around. you know? So that's just what I do, you know? And I think all of us need to. I really hope that people, you know, kind of see that, because I'm not going to ever say something's 100% empirically factual unless I can show you empirically that that's like that. You know, and like when I'm showing you the objects out by the sun and all that kind of stuff, I show you the observation because it speaks for itself. There's not much more I can say about it. So yeah. Electric Universe and the Sacred Geometry. Yeah, there's a lot of that's one of the newer, I won't say newer, it's one of the more popular researchable things on what you're talking about there. There's a lot of information on that, believe it or not. You probably know this just by talking about it, Richard. I'm sure you do. Heart palpitations, 5G, yes. Gosh, you got me to say that word. You don't do any caffeine? Yeah, it's a good idea. I don't know if I could live without it right now, but anyway. You're right, Andy. Thank you for saying that. That's exactly what I try to do. What, Jason? Sorry, bud. Thanks, Richard. I appreciate that, man. We'll throw some prayers your way, Jason. Sorry to hear that, man. That's horrible. Travis talks about sacred geometry. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good theories and stuff out there. I don't want to call one theory good or bad because they're all theories, right? Thanks, Mr. MBTW. I'm doing okay, Kim. Thank you for asking. Hope you guys are doing well. My daughter just had something like the flu. It was flu, okay. You know what? You say something there. See that word right there? Allergies? You're 100% right, Rebecca. Like I said, I'm in Indiana, and this year has been bad on my daughter. Really bad. Yeah, Jason, they become, Della just hit it right there on the head. I mean, oh wow, 20 years old. Sorry to hear that, bud. My gosh. That's a hard hit, man. You know, like Della just said right there. It's okay, Ricky. How you doing? I'm getting ready to get off here, guys, just so everybody knows. You know, sorry you came in late, Ricky. Oh, man. I actually added, you know, I think you'll enjoy this one, Ricky. I actually was talking about a few things that we've been talking about, you know. But as far as the dog goes, Jason, I mean, they become part of our family. And Della said it perfect. Yeah, family member. I'm sorry you lost your dog, man. 20 years old. You know, I guess, man, that's pretty old for a dog, bud. I mean, you did a good job with that one. Back at you, bud. Back at you. But yeah, guys, I'm still extremely sick. I've been sleeping when I'm not awake. I'm basically awake here to do this, and I'm going right back to bed. So, yeah, 20 years for a dog, Jason, is, man, that's, wow. I mean, it's, yeah. You guys see all this in here? I ain't got to say nothing. I mean, you see what they're doing for Jason? I mean, it's like, yeah, sorry, man. You know, this is the kind of community we got here, you know. What's up, Gemma? Good to see you. Fallen Angel. Oh, yeah, you're a little late, but it's okay. Jason, see you later, bud. Gary, Indiana, huh? I'm in, yeah, I'm over here in East Central Indiana. Like I said, I'm about 35, 40 minutes from Wright Pat Air Force Base. Yeah, guys, losing animals, man. Cool. Cool, Fallen. Like that. Thanks, George, for being here, bud. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, guys, I think that you guys are starting to see the kind of people that are here because, you know, we're not here to be fighting with each other. You know, good to see you, Christine. Hey, guys, go check out her channel. Just click on her icon. It'll take you right over to her channel. Go give her a subscription. You're right, Angelo. I mean, it's what it's becoming. It really is. That's all right, Ricky. It's okay. No, I get it. I know I'm kind of on a little early for me. I know that is kind of early from what I typically do, but I just haven't been feeling well. I got to do it when I'm able to do it. That's just about what it is. That's right. There you go. Let me say this too. You know, the Wages World family is, well, let's do this. Let me show you. Oops. I'll show you what I think. Come on. Wages World family and this family right here.
I know it, but I don't know the lyrics to it.
Are the same. So, you know, this family and this family here is all the same. Look over here. Sig was just over here a minute ago. Reke, she's over here a lot. Wendy, there you go. Okay, guys? So, I mean, listen. If you guys haven't been over here yet, you need to. On Friday, guys, I'm going to let him have my channel. And what we're going to do is he's going to stream on his channel. I'm just going to stream it on mine too at the same time. And the idea behind that is to let people see. You know, see this over here, the positivity. Let's do something good, you know. Go over here. If you guys want a good laugh, Jason, man, if you need to break from all that crap you're going through, bud, come over here. If you're not here yet, come check him out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link here to this in the chat. And guys, go over and just stop in and say hi, if nothing else. Okay? Throw him a subscription. You know, you're going to love his music. He does face swaps. It's just awesome. You know, our families have grown together. That is the God's honest truth. He made this beat seat. That's a patent he's got. He sits on this thing and kicks it with his feet, and it's percussion. And he plays the guitar. He was, you know, finalist for the VH1 Song of the Year in 2004. He had a chance at a good record deal. It didn't quite work out for a lot of reasons. He's got a family now. He's a real estate agent. He wants to do this full time. He's been stuck in a corner for 2 years. 2018, Christmas time, right after. He's been streaming every day since. 653 days in a row, guys. 2 to 6 hours a day he's streaming. He does it pretty much at that time, like kind of like now and into later in the night, because he has a family. He's got 3 kids and a wife. So he sacrifices his sleep just to try to put some positivity out there. It's that simple. He had 300 subs. Look what he's got now. You know, 2,260 at least. He had 300 subs, guys, a month ago. And because of our family recognizing that he's family and his people are the same as us, and this is about all positivity over here, it's now that big. It ain't because of me. It's because of you guys, and it's because of what he's doing. You guys resonate with that. Because it's positive. I struggled for a long time trying to find a positive outlet to put out my information that I'm showing you guys in a positive way. This is one of those ways I figured out how to do it. After I show you guys all this information that we need to know, but at the end of the day, it's kind of a negative thing, right? Hardly any of that was positive. So if I can bring this to somebody and bring them some positivity, I'm going to do it. And this guy's heart is in the right place 100% of the time. He's much like me. And I think that's why we kind of gravitated towards each other once we found each other, you know. Our channels. When we talk, you know, in the background too. You know, we text each other and stuff like that. You know, he asks me every day how I'm feeling since I've gotten sick. All that stuff. So guys, please go over here and just stop in for a minute. You ain't got to say I sent you. You can if you want. But what I'm saying is, I just want you guys to get a good laugh, so a release, a break from all the crap that we go through. So yeah, there you go, Jason. Yeah, I know you just lost your dog, and I really hate that, and I think that stuff like this can help. So hop over there, guys. There's no judgment over here either. No matter your religion, no matter what your beliefs are politically, any of that kind of stuff. Right? He makes, when he does his face swaps and does his comedy and stuff, his impersonations, awesome impersonations, he makes fun of everybody, including Trump. So it's not like it's, you know what I'm saying? Just saying. But yeah, go check him out, guys. That's right. I can show you all the information in the world. But if we forget this is what we need, that we need to, what are we fighting for? What are we trying to do? We're trying to be happy, right? And this can make us happy. Just the positivity, laugh, all that. So, that is what it is. And I was also asked, guys, about the daily space updates that I'm doing. I kind of put that on hold for a minute because I'm sick. I can't do 2 videos a day right now. I tried it. Last night it killed me when I came back on for a second time. I was just exhausted. So that's why. I'm still going to be doing the daily space updates. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to make them live shows. I'm actually going to record it and then post it. That way I'm assured that I'm not going to be distracted by the chat. And then I'll do a live show afterward. Okay? That's what I'll do. And I'll still give you guys all the information in both of them. Okay? It's just that I understand that people want that, boom, boom to the point and done. I get it. So, anyway, guys, hey, listen, I appreciate all you guys. Nothing but love to you. God bless. Thanks for go check out Christine's channel. Della, thanks for being here. IG, thanks for being here. Christine, I said hi to you. Anybody else here that I missed, I apologize, but thank you guys. All the subscribers, thank you guys so much. I'm humbled every day I get on here and see you guys really want to hear what I have to say and show you. So, thank you. Hey, Nursey42. that's a pretty unique name there. Like it. So, Angelo, Rebecca, Rick. See, I hate to say goodbye because it's just, yeah. Anyway, can I send a link to Mark's channel? Here, check it out right here. There you go. That's Mark's channel right there if anybody wants to go over there. Thanks, Rick. Yeah, maybe I got the holy Kool-Aid. Who knows? Who knows, yeah. Sweet. Thanks, Richard. Yeah. If you want to have a good time, come over there to Mark's channel. Guys, everybody is welcome. That's a fact. We have a good time over there. So, I'll probably go hang out for a few minutes. So, Christine's too. Just click on her icon. Daggone it. Already got mine. Here, hold on a minute. I can get it for you. Hold on. This is her channel. She just posted this 51 minutes ago. This is her latest video. So go over here, check her out, give her some love, and show her what's up. You're right, Becca. Hey, good to see you. And to see you here till just now. So that's cool, guys. Go check her out. It's cool stuff. Beautiful pictures. Beautiful stuff. So, all right, guys. God bless. I'll see you guys over at Mark's channel. God bless. Yahuwah saves, and